What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Creature Cabin is a film that was originally made in 2017. I think it got a bigger release in 2020. At least that's what I found on the internet, kind of thing. It also went through a few names. It's Creature Cabin now, but it started out as Tarnation back in 2017. And this is written and directed by Daniel Armstrong. It's a Wild Eye release. And I'm usually weary with Wild Eyes because they can be a big hit and miss for sure. I've had a lot of misses with Wild Eye. But let me tell you, this is how you utilize a low budget film and an independent film. I had a blast with Creature Cabin. I had such a good time with its humor and its practical effects, and it just did a really phenomenal job, like I said, with a small budget that it had. And it had so much wit and so much heart, and you can tell everybody was having a blast basically, and it's just so so hilariously written that I just couldn't help but have a good time with it. So what we have going on here, sorry, is this girl named Oscar. She's in a band. She's in like a garage band kind of thing. They're semi okay, but one day she gets let go by her manager, I guess, and he's kind of hilarious himself because he uses this like golf putter explanation or kind of like metaphor to let her know that, like, you know why there's so many putters? Because you got to pick the right one to match the situation, kind of thing. And she's like, the hell are you talking about? And the guy behind her is like, he's saying you're fired. So that was funny. She's let go. Her boyfriend leaves her. She's just having the worst day ever. She goes home. She gets drunk with her roommate, and then the next morning, her roommate says that she's about to go on a trip to a cabin, and apparently this cabin, her roommate, I think her name is Rain, heard about this cabin from Oscar, and she asks Oscar if she wants to come along, and she's kind of like hesitant at first, but then Rain mentions that she's going with her fiance, and her fiance has this cousin who's really good looking, and then Rain shows Oscar a picture, and she's like, I guess I'll go. So they go off to this cabin. We get introduced to another group of characters, or a couple of characters. So you have these two lesbians going hunting for kangaroos. One of them is on a wheelchair and the other one is pushing the one on the wheelchair. And the one on the wheelchair has a crossbow and is hunting kangaroos. You don't see that too much in a film. It was kind of hilarious and very unique. And then the one on the wheelchair, she comes across this pool of blood and then she like falls into the blood. And then this horse head wearing, angel winged woman looking thing comes out, demon essentially, and I'm telling you, the creatures in this film are fantastic. So this demon turns both of them, or drowns the one and then turns the one into a demon, and then the people who are going to the cabin, our original girls, Oscar and Rain, their van breaks down, I guess, and this one lesbian who's now a demon finds them and gives them a ride to the cabin. And then when they get to the cabin, all hell breaks loose, kind of Evil Dead style. This film felt like a much lower budgeted Deathgasm. The needle drops with rock songs in this film is fantastic. I love my metal and I love my hard rock music, and the music in this film, it plays out a little bit as a musical too, with the garage band at the beginning, and throughout the film there will be musical kind of moments, and they're really, really funny and really well done. But the mayhem and havoc that happens with this film, it's such a love letter to Evil Dead that it's almost basically a ripoff, pretty much. Like, you have the whole like ballerina dance scene, homage in this film kind of thing. You have Evil Dead posters all over the cabin. There's, the demons coming out of the ground, just like in Evil Dead. Like, it's very, very reminiscent, and you can tell clearly the writer and director loves his Evil Dead. But you also get other references in here to Rambo, Die Hard. If you're a film fan, and if you're a horror fan, you're definitely going to see a lot of Easter eggs in this film. The characters are funny, especially the main girl, Oscar. She's very like timid at the beginning, but it doesn't take no time at all for a few demons to come where she just turns badass and she's just like no fucks given mode anymore. She's just gonna kick ass, and holy shit does she kick ass. There's this one scene where Rain is a demon and she's like carving her up and like pulling her intestines out, and Rain is like, she's in demon mode and she's like, oh, I don't think that's supposed to be outside my body. No, that's definitely not supposed to be outside my body. And that scene is hilarious. There's boxing demon kangaroos in this film. There's a scene where Oscar has a boxing match with a kangaroo with boxing gloves who's a demon. Loved that. And like I said, those angel wing horse head things. I watched this film and I own this film called Horsehead. And of course the horse head in that film looks, the practicals on there are much higher budgeted, looks much more authentic and like there was bigger cost to it. But the horse heads in this film too look really good with the steam coming out of their nose. And it reminded me of the film Horsehead, which I think is also a British production. This one's Australian, but a foreign production, an international production at least. Regardless, this film had a lot of charm to it, and I really, really had a good time with Creature Cabin, and I loved all the homages and the gore and just the ridiculousness of everything going on. At the end of the film, there's a rap battle that Oscar has with Satan, and Satan rolls in and he starts to rap, and then Oscar just joins in. The ending is a little bit abrupt, but when you have a low budget, you don't want to overstay your welcome kind of thing, and I can see why a film would want to kind of wrap up the way it did, so it didn't bother me at all whatsoever. I really love finding hidden gems like this, and when it comes to having a low budget and when it comes to making an independent production like this, when you can do what you do with the practicals and the humor and everything like is done in this film, that's what I love. You don't need a big budget to make a good film. I always say that. So Creature Cabin is pretty much the perfect example of that. We're getting some good gems here. We've had some rough ones, but this one is not one of them. I really had a good time with this one. So good job to the writer and director, Daniel Armstrong. And yeah, it was awesome. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.